The name of this message is, what do I desire in life? That's a good question, right? I should figure out what I truly want. Well, let's begin here. You got 8 hours for sleep. You got 8 hours to yourself. And then you got 8 hours that someone steals from you. If you're doing something that you truly don't want to do, like a job. Most of these jobs are artificial. You're serving pig meat, you're serving hamburgers to people, when the truth is, human beings are not even supposed to be eating animal meat. Watch the movie What the Health. What the Health. It will blow your mind. All the scientific facts are there. The reason why everyone's getting sick and all this disease is showing up in the body is because they're eating meat, cheese, eggs, and all this stuff that you're not supposed to be eating. And then all these parasites start growing in your body. Especially when you add on top that all this shit is genetically modified. Our blood was taken, studied. Your genome has been studied. And the genes have been isolated by scientists. And they may put something in there called, let's just make up a word. Hexaphotosynthet. You read all these ingredients on the labels of your food. You can actually find out what it all means. Just type it into Google. But these scientists took the genes and then they took out certain, whatever you want to call it, and then they put the monophexosinate in it, and then that has a specific reaction to your mind. Let's say there's an inhibitor, and then this inhibitor will shut down something else in your body, and then this will cause you to be down. You won't really feel like doing anything. So a scientist can actually take these genes and then take something out and then put something else in to have an exact reaction. So then when you start serving this to a mass amount of people, you can have mind control over them. You control people's minds by the food that they're putting in their system. So I'm going to watch what I eat, and it can't be genetically modified, because then I'll be under mind control and people will be getting in my head. So these jobs where you're serving pig meat and genetically modified food, the only thing you're doing is harming other human beings. And you're perpetuating this system of mind control and manipulation to keep the mass amount of people docile. So let's just get rid of all these jobs. Human beings are meant to eat fruit. We have the teeth of a primate. We have the stomach of a primate. Dogs, lions, these type of animals have 4 stomachs, and the meat processes through them a lot quicker. Human beings, we eat this shit and it stays in our system for like 48 hours, 2 days. And it takes, the moment it goes in your body, you have to start fighting it off. And this is a poison. This is why the disease is showing up in your body. Because you're eating something that you're not meant to be eating. So, like I said, you have 24 hours in a day. You have 8 hours to sleep. You have 8 hours to yourself. And then the majority of people, the 8 other hours are stolen from them and used to perpetuate a system that damages the earth, that harms other people, puts them under mind control, puts disease in their body. How many pigs do you think should be on the earth? If people were not eating pigs, there wouldn't be millions of them. But we're harvesting pigs, we're creating them in order to just butcher them and make bacon cheeseburgers. I remember I got a bacon cheeseburger from Portillo's and I ate it really quick. This was like 5 years ago. Maybe 7 years. And like I stood up, I got lightheaded and I fell on the ground. I thought I was dying. Ever since then, I never ate another bacon cheeseburger. That shit ain't good for you. Food that makes you fall on the ground and feel like you're dying. Food that you put in your body and then you get tired, you don't want to do anything. The whole purpose of eating is to bring energy and give your body the proper nutrition to go and seize the day. But then you eat Chinese food, you come home and it's like, oh man, I just want to go sleeping now. You don't want to do anything. You feel tired. Eat a steak. Eat some turkey and then tell me how you feel. Everyone jokes like, oh yeah, you eat turkey and then you go right to sleep. That's wrong. It's not what we're supposed to be doing. But when you eat fruit, you have energy. You can actually move. You could jive. And then your body will actually thank you. You could breathe. Doesn't feel like you're being suffocated. But we're eating food that is suffocating and taking the oxygen from us, putting disease in our body, and big businesses has been perpetuating this lie since we were a child. I would go to school and I'd walk in and I would get my little milk. High school, I would steal chicken sandwiches in high school. When the lunch lady wasn't looking, I'd shove it down my pants. And then I would go back to the table and then I'd pull it out my pants and then I would go back to the place to put the lettuce and the tomato on it. And that would give me a little rush, stealing a chicken sandwich. But we've been taught in schools, you go to the library, you see Harry Potter with a fucking milk mustache. Sell out. The only reason why you're doing that is because you're getting paid big money. But the science is in. You watch the movie, What the Health? It shows you that this shit is not good for you at all. If you want to see a tumor grow and expand in the body, pour some milk on it. Eat some cheese. Eat some eggs. And you're going to put disease directly into your body. So how many jobs can we eliminate? How many jobs are just artificial and it's not what you truly want to be doing? So you take those 8 hours a day, you work 9 to 5, and you give it to somebody else. Somebody steals those hours from you. And then you harm other people. You serve them swine and French fries and cheeseburgers. And so you're putting disease in other people's body by slaving yourself, you're whoring yourself out, and you're just working for paper. Well, what do I truly want in this world? I don't want to whore myself out. I don't want to be a slave. I don't want to just work for paper. I want my 8 hours back. I don't want to give my 8 hours to the pimp, to the zookeeper, to someone who is just profiting off of me. You get 24 hours a day. 8 hours is the rest. The other 8 hours is for you. And then the 8 hours that are left, 99% of people are being pimped out. We're a bunch of slaves, and we're perpetuating a system that is damaging the earth. Let me get back to the pigs. We're harvesting so many pigs, and then all these pigs are taking shits. So then they dump all the shit water into the lakes, which damages the earth. And then they're spraying the fucking pig shit water all over crops. The people that are living close by are getting sick from it. The great thing about eating fruit is that nothing has to die. You could eat a watermelon, you could cut that shit, and you didn't have to spill any blood. People don't even realize when you get a full slab that actually came from a real animal. My parents ordered a deep dish pizza with a patty, and there's a huge piece of swine on there. Huge piece of pig meat. And does it ever cross our mind that was a living creature at one time? That thing had to be slaughtered and gutted? And then there's so much disease that comes from just slaughtering animals. People in Africa are getting sick because the sickness is in the blood. How many pigs do you think should be on the earth if human beings did not even eat animals? There'd be a really small amount. But because we need to eat chicken and beef and pigs, these animals are just being birthed into the world to just slaughter them. And then all this disease is pouring out and it's damaging the earth. Because where's all the animal shit going? The animal shit has to go somewhere, and it's polluting your water. We need to think about this. All that animal shit is polluting our water. We're drinking purified water. The water that comes out of the tap in Sodom, where I live, it is purified. I piss in the toilet, I take a shit in the toilet, and I flush it, it goes into a shit pit. Then that shit pit, they put all these chemicals in it to kill all it. Then the water's pumped into Lake Michigan. Then that water from Lake Michigan goes to the water purifying plant, where they put more chemicals in it. Then it comes out of your tap. Then I could put it in my purifier, filter it out a little bit more. But the truth is that water, it was in a shit pit at one time. And if I want clean water, I have to pay $25 a box. And I only drink Fiji water now. Fuck everything else. Fiji water, Fiji is far as fuck. That water is from a spring. It hasn't been polluted. It's pure. But then if I go to South America, I can waltz into the forest, pick some fruit off of the tree. The food is free. You go into the forest, you pick it off of a tree, and there's springs all over. There is an abundance of free water. But living in Babylon, our air, our water, and our food is polluted. And we keep on sucking it up. And that's why we're getting sick and people are dying. Because they're drinking water that has chlorine and hydrofluoric acid and all this different types of medication in it. Here, let's walk over here. There's a new burger place opening up. All these fucking places are gonna shut down. See this church over here? This church right over here, I was baptized as a baby. Brought me to church when I was young. Made sure that I'd be a nice little fucking slave. See, there's the new burger place. It's called Freddy's. Freddy's Frozen Custard Steak Burgers. Freddy is gonna be chopping those fucking animals up like Freddy Krueger. And this is not necessary. I was brought to church when I was young, made sure that I'd be a nice little fucking slave, and everything teaching me at a young age not to believe in myself, but to trust in Jesus, and Jesus is going to take care of everything. And I could pray every day and say, Jesus, please help me. Please help me do this. Please help me do that. So then I don't believe in myself. I'm externalizing my power, and I think Jesus is going to take care of everything. And then everything in your life ends up getting shittier and shittier because you're not taking care of it. You're just trusting Jesus that he's going to take care of it all. When in fact, we need to believe in ourselves, and the only one that's coming to save me is me. And now I realize that. But that's why this whole entire system is built around Christianity, because we don't want people believing in themselves, and we want them to rely on the slave master. We want them to rely on the pimp, on the zookeeper. So then we teach them at a young age to just trust in Jesus. Jesus will take care of everything. Don't believe in yourself. Believe in Jesus. And that makes sure that sets it up in a way to make you a good slave. We'll go this way. So you're taught to just not work for yourself, to give those 8 hours a day to somebody else. And it's connected, obviously. So you trust in Jesus, you don't trust in yourself, and then you end up flipping cheeseburgers, you end up serving swine and French fries to people, and you're unable to start your own business or to do anything that you have to do on your own. So you're set up, that's why there's churches on every corner. Make you a fucking slave. Well, that's my opinion, right? You can take it, you can leave it, who cares, right? But I went to different churches and I realized that these people don't even read the book that their religion is supposed to be based upon. And all that they're doing is following their cult leader, whatever the cult leader tells them, and they'll tell you, well, of course you have to repent of your sins to be saved. Like my grandma Helen, I told my grandma right to her face, I said, yeah, you're damned. But I don't believe in hell. I believe hell is a state of mind. And the 99% of people that are given their power and they're externalizing it and they're trusting someone else and they're giving their power to the pimp, to the slave master, to the zookeeper that has their food, their water, their air, all the elements is in the hands of somebody else. Just trust in Jesus. Be a fucking slave. It's connected. There is a connection. That's why you're working a shit job. An artificial job serving cheeseburgers to people, damaging the earth, and the pimp, the giants of the earth are profiting off of you. But what do I want in life? You know what I want? I want my 8 hours back. 16 hours for me. 8 hours to sleep. That's 24 hours in a day. I want those 8 hours back. I don't want to be a slave anymore. I don't want to damage this earth. I want to be free. I want to be happy. That's what I want. I don't want to work some artificial job that is perpetuating a lie. So that's what I want in life, right? I want those 8 hours back, and I want to be happy. And what am I going to do with those 8 hours? Well, I can make videos. I can offer information that helps people. I could create vibrations and speak words and send these words out into the universe that have an impact on people, that change people's lives, that save people. In this What the Health movie, there's people on 20 different medications. And they're dying. Woman's walking around with some crutches. She's like, this ain't no way to live. And then she gets on a fruitarian diet. She's probably eating vegetarian, but human beings are made to eat fruit. So you get on a fruitarian diet. And then in 2 weeks, this woman is healed. She's off of all her medication. If you have cancer, any disease in the body, you stop putting cheese, meat, and dairy. You stop eating big beef sandwiches with cheese. You stop eating bacon cheeseburgers. You eat a grapefruit that is grown closest to the equator as you can get. Don't buy no grapefruit from fucking Texas. Tastes like shit. Because it's not getting enough sun. Anything in America, it's not getting enough sun because there's people in the sky spraying. There is planes going by that are spraying shit to block out the sun so you don't receive those light codes. Because all the information originally comes from you. And we receive it from the sun. Because the sun stimulates our melanin in our body. And it produces all these vitamins. And then your brain starts functioning to its maximum capacity. And that's how the Bible was written. It was written by you. It was written by somebody that was connected to the source. And then a bunch of assholes came by and they said, you know what, we're going to make Jesus a real person now. And if you have any problem with it, we cut your head off. And then we burn you at the stake. If anyone has any problems with it, you don't say anything. We're going to suppress the knowledge. We will suppress the fact that the Bible is based upon astrology and that it is a science book. It is a fairy tale. We're going to make it real and use fear in order to scare these people so they're not able to do anything. Because if you speak the truth and if you do this and that, well, then you're of the devil. You have the spirit of Beelzebub. And then we're going to write this. See, someone wrote the story about Jesus, and there was truth in there. But then a bunch of assholes came along and they're like, oh, well, I saw Jesus, and Jesus told me this. All right, we're ending this live stream, saving the video. The name of this message was What I Desire.